Okay, so what if I told you that pretty much every single cybersecurity story you've ever read, the big data breaches, the massive system failures, they can all be boiled down to just 3 words. Yeah, we're about to pull back the curtain on this super simple but incredibly powerful framework that holds up the entire field. It's kind of like a secret code, and once you get it, you're going to see digital security in a whole new light, for real. When you ask most people about cybersecurity, what's the first thing that pops into their head? Firewalls, right? They picture this big, complicated digital wall. And sure, that's part of it, but it's really not the main story, not even close. And hey, it's not about those super long, crazy passwords either, or even two-factor authentication. I mean, those things matter, but they're just tools, individual pieces. Focusing only on them, it's like trying to understand how a car works by just staring at one of the lug nuts. You're completely missing the big picture. The real blueprint, the actual architecture behind all modern security, well, it all comes down to just 3 letters. And trust me, these 3 letters are going to completely rearrange how you think about this stuff. And this right here, this is the heart of the problem, isn't it? We just throw tools at the issue. A firewall over here, some antivirus software over there. And what do we get? We get this expensive, chaotic mess where we're always reacting to problems. Without a solid guiding principle, all those tools are just noise. You've got to have the framework first. And here they are, the 3 letters, CIA. Now hold on, let's be super clear here. We are not talking about the intelligence agency, okay? Not at all. We're talking about an architecture, a triad, that is literally the logical foundation for every single security system on the planet. So, this is it, the CIA Triad. It stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Think of them as 3 pillars holding everything up. And what's absolutely crucial to get here is that real security only works when all 3 of those pillars are standing strong. If even one of them starts to wobble or fails, the whole thing comes crashing down. It's all connected. All right, so let's kick things off with C for confidentiality. Honestly, this is the one we're probably all most familiar with. At its heart, it's all about privacy, secrecy. It's the simple idea that data should only be seen by the people who are actually supposed to see it. Unauthorized eyes, stay out. A perfect example? Just think about that little lock icon you see on WhatsApp. That's not just for show. That's a super powerful confidentiality tool doing its job. It means that nobody, not even WhatsApp, can read your message except for you and the person you sent it to. That right there is confidentiality in action. Okay, next up we've got I for integrity. I kind of think of this as the silent pillar. It doesn't get as much attention, but man, is it critical. Integrity just means that the data you're looking at is the real data. It's accurate, it's trustworthy, and nobody has messed with it. It's all about being able to trust your information. And to see why this is so important, just forget about hackers stealing data for a second. Instead, imagine a bank's records just get corrupted. All of a sudden, you can't prove who owns what money. Chaos, right? The entire bank could literally collapse, not because of a data breach, but because of a complete and total failure of data integrity. And that brings us to our final pillar, A for availability. This one sounds simple, but it's actually really profound. It just means that systems and data have to be there and working for the right people when they need them. Because think about it, if you can't get to your data, does it even really exist? And this is such a key mindset shift. We usually just call it an IT issue, or a system outage. But when you start seeing it as a security event, that completely changes how you prioritize it. A lack of availability is a security failure, plain and simple. Okay, so we've got our 3 pillars, confidentiality, integrity, availability. But what actually happens when just one of them crumbles? Let's go back to that bank example for a minute, because it shows just how catastrophic a single failure can be. So it starts with step 1, the data gets messed up. It could be anything, a hardware meltdown, a deliberate attack, doesn't matter. The result is the same. Then comes step 2, the records are totally untrustworthy. Fraudulent claims start flooding the system. And then the final blow, step 3, the whole institution collapses. Why? Because there's no source of truth anymore, no clean data to fight back. So integrity didn't just fail, it took the entire bank down with it. Now, this framework has been the bedrock of security for decades. But you might be wondering, does it still hold up in the age of AI and machine learning? The answer is yes, and let's check out how this classic concept is actually getting supercharged by today's tech. Just look at this difference. On one side, you have the old way of doing things, right? These monster 12 or 13-hour system scans, humans trying to piece things together after an attack has already happened. But on the other side, you've got AI, and it completely changes the game. We're talking about targeted scans that take minutes, not hours, detecting weird stuff in real time, even systems that can heal themselves. The jump in what's possible here is just staggering. So here's the key takeaway on this. AI isn't getting rid of the triad. Not at all. It's making the defense of each pillar way stronger. It's defending confidentiality by catching phishing attempts a tired human would totally miss. It's preserving integrity by spotting weird data transfers the second they happen. And it's ensuring availability by getting rid of those crazy system-hogging scans. It's an upgrade for each pillar. And you know, this whole framework isn't just some nice idea or a best practice. It has real teeth with huge financial consequences. Just look at regulations like India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act. If you fail to protect customer data, which is a failure of confidentiality, you could be looking at fines up to 250 crore rupees. That's a massive number. So understanding this triad, it's not just smart, it's about survival. All right, so we've laid out the framework, we've seen how it connects to modern tech like AI, but the real win for you here isn't just memorizing 3 words. It's about getting a whole new mental model, a new lens you can use to look at any security problem. And this is the tool I want you to walk away with. From now on, anytime you're looking at a new security gadget or a company policy or some new strategy, you can just ask these 3 simple questions. Does this help keep our stuff private? Does this make sure our data is accurate? And does this help keep our systems online and accessible? If the answer isn't a clear yes for at least one of those, you've really got to ask yourself, what's the point?
And really, this is maybe the most important thing to remember. The tools, they change all the time. The antivirus software you're using today is going to be ancient history in a few years. But the core principles, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, they're not going anywhere. They endure.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. Now that you have this new lens, take a hard look at your own world, maybe your own organization, and be honest. Which of those 3 pillars is your weakest link? Because if you don't know the answer, well, you might have just found it.